And topic 3 is Amazon developing a new Tomb Raider game. Now I've seen a lot of I've seen some pushback on this, and I do think that it is warranted. Now, Amazon was the brilliant geniuses who came up with the Rings of Power series. That didn't turn out too well. No, it didn't. So, anyways, Amazon has kind of done some pretty good things with Amazon Prime. Hell, I like The Boys. I like watching Invincible. Invincible's awesome. They need to hurry up and come out with that second season. I like The Tick, and it'll suck if I'm sitting here getting these streaming services mixed up. I don't know about y'all, but I switch my streaming services every 3 months. So I'm watching 4 streaming services a year, but I switch one. I watch one for 3 months, switch to another one 3 months. That way I can get the best of everything. Yes, sometimes something comes out later. I just have to deal with waiting. I got discipline like that. I don't need like 5, 6 streaming services. But anyways, so I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. I've been trying to go back and play the original ones. Yes, visually they do not hold up in the game. Mechanics are definitely flawed, but they're still fun. They're fun. I like the puzzle aspect of it. I like the exploring aspect of it. I do like the combat, even though they're a bit wonky with the controls and graphics. But they're still interesting. They're still fun. I do like the new ones too. I know that she's a bit more different. She's a bit more vulnerable. And I know one thing that I did somewhat. I do understand some of the pushback on was the development of the character. I do feel that by the third Shadow of the Tomb Raider game, she was not to classic. She hadn't gotten to classic Lara Croft yet, which I did. That did bother me. But Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I really enjoyed those games. I really did. But Shadow of the Tomb Raider definitely could have been better. And I played the little top-down ones. What was the Temple of Osiris, the Warrior of Light, or something like that. Guardian of Light. I like them. I like the co-op aspect of them too. Man, this Diablo got me into these top-down games. Really good. But, anyways, the game will be developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Amazon Games. Now, Crystal Dynamics have been up and down lately, and especially with the Tomb Raider, there have been some good ones, and there have been some bad ones. And I want to see the next step for the character, even if it does not follow the survival arc games, which are Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I think it would be awesome to see where they're going to take the character. I personally think, okay, that was a good story. And read the comics. The comics are freaking awesome. They definitely help just make that series just freaking awesome. But anyways, I think that'd be good to them just go back into classic Lara Croft, badass. I'm a little worried because Amazon is kind of on the woke train. It's all about feelings and dudes suck and white men are the devil and this non-binary and just all of this crazy stuff that will make anything that's fun, awesome, and enjoyable to just go flat into the dang dirt. But anyways, just some notes on this, and some of it says Tomb Raider has more than 20 games, selling over 95 million copies since its first entry released in 1996. The most recent being the Tomb Raider 2013, Rise of the Tomb Raider 2015, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider 2018. Of course, again, Guardian of Light, the Temple of Osiris, and I feel like there was another Tomb Raider game that dropped too, but I should have looked it up. But which was also a kind of interesting thing I ended up seeing while going through this. Also, was I didn't know that Amazon had a gaming division. It's called Amazon Games, and some of the games include Dragon's Lair 2018, hadn't heard it. New World 2021, hadn't heard it. Tales from Deep Space 2014, hadn't heard it. And the Grand Tour game. 2019, I hadn't heard that one either. So obviously they ain't got no bangers. And when I was looking through this, I didn't recognize any of these damn games. I'm like, are these just mobile games? They ain't got no like big IP ones. But apparently they've got the Tomb Raider, especially since I already announced they got a live action series. So Amazon has got a lot on their shoulders because not only do they have to make a good series, they also have to make a good game. And there's a lot that can be done with this. There's a lot that could be done with it. I give them 5 things that I think will work out for a great Tomb Raider game. 1, give us classic Lara Croft. I like the younger Lara Croft, but I think it'd be good if they go back to the classic. Give her a tribute. Basically bring that character back. So people like that character. That character definitely is up there with is one of the female characters that help usher in the age of female badassery in video games, along with Zelda, Peach, Samus Aran, Chun-Li, Katana, just Sonya Blade, just a whole host of women, and she's definitely one of the most prominent. Bayonetta, Aloy, there's just a lot of great game characters, female game characters that are just awesome, and she's definitely one of the ones that help bring that in. So we need a tough, sexy, smart, and resourceful Lara Croft coming back. 2, I want them to try to figure out how to the gunplay, how to do the 2 guns. I was hoping they did that in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but they didn't do that. So I'm hoping they will figure out a better way of balancing that gunplay with those 2 guns. Also, we've got to have definitely puzzles, exploration, give us some tombs. Me personally, the open world sections that were in the Tomb Raider survival art games, I wouldn't mind them actually going back to that formula. They were massive. There were plenty of room for exploration. There was plenty of room to go find different temples and ruins and stuff. It was a very fun and great experience. I would like for them to go back to that too. I'm thinking that they probably would try to go for more of an open world aspect on a par with maybe something such as Horizon Zero Dawn, Far Cry, something like that, which I'd be okay, but I think it'd be better served if they did more of the sectional parts. I went back and started playing Underworld. I think I played Underworld, and even though the mechanics could be better, some of the graphics ain't the best, still kind of a fun experience. And playing that as well as the survival art games, I'm thinking yes, sectional big open world sectional gameplay would benefit the most. But if they can do a whole open world one, fine. 2, I think that they should introduce maybe side characters, some interesting side characters that help Laura. Interesting side characters. That's one thing the survival art had, was some pretty interesting side characters. Again, read the comments; they're pretty good. And coming in at number 5, I would like for them to have more survival elements implemented. Survival elements such as possibly having food, water, injuries, limited space. They have her have like a backpack or something. She's going to carry so much stuff at one time. Also, customization with weapons, bullets, being able to make bullets based on resources. Stuff like that. I think that'll definitely bump up and elevate the mechanics of the game if done correctly. Because I don't think we've seen that in the Lara Croft game where it's actually survival. Now, maybe that's on hard mode on the other ones, the survival art games. I don't know. I played the hard mode on the first one and it wasn't on there. But yeah, having more of a survival element of healing yourself, bandages, takes time, broken limbs, stuff like that. I think that'll make for an interesting game. And I probably should have done like a top 10 list of things that could have been in the Tomb Raider game, which I probably still should do. But anyways, those are my thoughts on Amazon developing a Tomb Raider game. Look, do not burn his IP to the ground. I'm going to say this now. I haven't watched Rings of Power, but I've seen a lot of stuff on it. I've seen scenes where I felt like stuff didn't make any sense. I've seen inquiries into the decision making when it comes to certain writing choices, and went back and looked at those, and I was like, yeah, that kind of does not make sense. Time wise, I'm a Tolkien fan too. I'm not the most in depth of them. I think it's very interesting. I've watched the movies, I've read some of the books, I've played the games, I've looked into the lore. I don't know everything about it, but I know that the Rings of Power, from what I've seen, does suck pretty bad. So don't burn that bridge, Amazon. Tomb Raider definitely has a crowd. You got the potential to bring this series and elevate it, and therefore elevate yourself. But don't put the woke ideology into it. Don't you put $200 million in what was it? $2 billion or $1 billion in the Rings of Power? Yeah, you need to put some money up in this too.